They called it the end of reason, a moment when power itself broke its own laws. And at the center of it stood Bruce Banner. But this wasn't the Banner we knew. This was something different, something born not out of anger, but cosmic hunger. The story begins after the Infinity War. The universe was healing, or at least trying to. The stones were scattered, destroyed, or so everyone believed. But one shard remained. A piece of the Power Stone, buried deep within a crater on a ruined planet. Gamma energy, the same force that created the Hulk, had fused with it. When Banner arrived, searching for peace, he found the stone instead. And that's when destiny cracked open. He reached out, and the stone pulsed, like it recognized him. In that single heartbeat, Bruce Banner became something entirely new. The Infinity Hulk. At first, it was quiet. Too quiet. Then came the storm. Every molecule in his body exploded in light. Gamma and cosmic energy fused, rewriting what it meant to be alive. He saw everything. Every planet. Every life. Every heartbeat. He saw himself. The monster. The man. And something far beyond either. For a moment, the Hulk's mind was calm. And that scared him more than rage ever did. He whispered, "I could fix everything." The Power Stone shimmered in response, a cruel echo of temptation. Then came the voices. Not in his head, in the cosmos itself. Echoes of the dead Avengers, fragments of reality whispering warnings. But the Hulk didn't listen. He never did. Days later, a ripple spread across the stars. Planets tilted, moons shattered. The Watchers turned their gaze to a single point in the galaxy, Banner. He had absorbed so much energy, his heartbeat could tear dimensions. The transformation wasn't just physical. He had grown taller, bulkier, his skin a glowing emerald laced with cosmic veins. His eyes, twin suns of raw infinity energy. They called him a god. But gods fall too. On Earth, heroes began to notice strange disruptions. Reality bending. Time freezing. Cities glitching like broken code. Doctor Strange traced the source, and what he found made him go pale. Banner, alive, and rewriting reality, molecule by molecule. When Strange reached him, he tried to reason. But Banner smiled. "You of all people should understand, Stephen. Power is only dangerous when you don't use it." Strange warned him. "The stones destroy the souls that wield them." Banner laughed softly. "Not this time. The Hulk has no soul to lose." And with that, the first Infinity Pulse was unleashed. Across the universe, beings felt it. Thanos, wherever his ashes lay, would have smiled. The Power Stone's echo was reborn, but amplified through Gamma Fury. Worlds crumbled. Stars flared. And in the center, Infinity Hulk stood, calm, divine, unstoppable. But deep within him, something stirred. A familiar roar. The real Hulk. You see, the fusion wasn't perfect. The Power Stone had awakened not one, but two consciousnesses inside Banner. One, the man, calm, logical, believing he could fix the universe. The other, the beast, pure destruction, now drunk on cosmic infinity. Their war began inside before it tore through the outside. Every punch he threw in his mind created shockwaves across space. Entire timelines trembled as the Hulk and Infinity Hulk battled for control. Then, the first fracture appeared. A tear in the multiverse. The tear opened to a world both familiar and haunting. A place ruled by another Hulk. The World Breaker. A version of Hulk who had already destroyed civilizations and rebuilt himself as king. That's when the impossible happened. Two versions of the same being locked eyes through the multiversal crack. One powered by rage. The other by infinity itself. Banner felt his mind snap. The Power Stone pulsed like a heartbeat in overdrive. It wanted to merge, to feed on more gamma. And that's exactly what it did. The Infinity Hulk stepped through the rift, into the domain of the World Breaker. The ground cracked beneath his feet. Even the skies seemed afraid. For the first time in eons, two Hulks stood face to face. One whispered, "You think you're strong?" The other smiled, "I don't think. I know." The multiverse itself held its breath. Because what came next would be remembered as the most destructive clash in Marvel history. The air rippled like molten glass. Two gods of rage stood on opposite sides of a shattered planet. On one end, the World Breaker Hulk, muscles rippling with the fury of 1,000 suns. On the other, the Infinity Hulk, his veins glowing like the cosmos itself. The silence before the storm was deafening. Even the watchers refused to blink. Then it began. A single step, a crack of thunder, and the universe screamed. The first punch wasn't just sound, it was reality breaking. Mountains disintegrated. Oceans evaporated. The ground folded like paper beneath their feet. World Breaker Hulk swung first, unleashing raw gamma power that split the horizon. But Infinity Hulk caught the blow mid-air, his hand glowing with the Power Stone's fury. The impact created a shockwave that spread for light years. Stars dimmed. Moons fell. Infinity Hulk smiled. "You hit hard," he said, voice echoing across space. "But you're still angry at the wrong universe." World Breaker growled. "And you talk too much." Then smashed his fist into Banner's jaw with enough force to tear a hole in time. They fell through that tear, tumbling into another dimension, one full of shattered realities and broken gods. It was the battle dimension, where fragments of destroyed timelines drifted endlessly. Here, there were no rules. Only power. And for the first time, Infinity Hulk struggled to stay upright. The Power Stone was unstable here, its energy flickering like a dying star. The world itself rejected his cosmic control. World Breaker noticed the hesitation and grinned. "Looks like your fancy stone doesn't work everywhere." He charged, full force. Every step he took cracked planets beneath him. But Banner wasn't done. He raised his hand. The Power Stone flared, tearing reality open like glass. From the rift, he pulled energy, raw, infinite, blinding. Then came the Infinity War, a sound so loud it silenced creation for a moment. Waves of cosmic gamma light erupted, erasing anything in their path. World Breaker was thrown across the stars. He hit a floating asteroid, cracking it in half with his body. Still, he stood up. "You think I haven't faced gods before?" he growled, wiping green blood from his mouth. "I've killed gods." Infinity Hulk's aura pulsed brighter. He didn't need to speak. The Power Stone spoke for him, a deep, eternal hum of destruction. They clashed again. Fist met fist. Energy met rage. Every collision rewrote the rules of existence. Each blow created a new timeline. Each scream birthed or destroyed a world. To the cosmic beings watching, it wasn't a fight. It was a war between concepts. Power versus rage. Control versus chaos. Banner versus himself. Then came the turning point. World Breaker found his opening. A single strike, perfectly timed, hit Infinity Hulk in the chest. The Power Stone's energy exploded outward, scattering across the void. Infinity Hulk screamed, not in pain, but realization. The stone wasn't his power. He was its vessel. And now, the vessel was cracking. The glow faded. His breath grew heavy. The calm in his voice was gone, replaced by something ancient and primal. The other voice inside him, the original Hulk, began to take control again. Banner weak, it growled from within. Hulk strong. Infinity Hulk dropped to one knee, his hand clutching the stone embedded in his palm. World Breaker walked toward him, slow and steady. "You wanted to fix the universe," he said. "Maybe it doesn't want to be fixed." Then, without hesitation, he punched the Power Stone. The explosion was beyond sound. It rippled across every dimension. Reality itself shattered like glass. And when the light faded, both Hulks were gone. For a heartbeat, there was nothing. Only silence. Only darkness. Then, in the far distance, a spark. A voice. It was Banner, floating between fragments of reality. The stone still pulsed faintly in his chest. He wasn't dead. He was everywhere. He could feel the gamma in every living thing. Every Hulk, every mutation, every spark of radiation in the cosmos. He whispered, "I see it all." And then, in that very moment, the multiverse began to heal. But the calm didn't last. Because deep within the restored timelines, something stirred. Something that had witnessed the clash. Something ancient and angry. The one below all. Its whisper reached Banner's mind like venom. "You think you are infinite," it hissed. "You are mine. Banner's eyes snapped open. He was alive again, but different. His skin darker, pulsing with black-green energy. The Power Stone had merged with something else. The Infinity Hulk was no more. What rose now was something far worse. The Gamma God. And his first thought wasn't peace. It was vengeance. For what the multiverse had done to him. For what the heroes had never allowed him to be, free. He clenched his fist. Space folded. And he whispered a name. World Breaker. A doorway opened across time. A rematch waiting to happen. Because in this new reality, the Hulk's greatest enemy was still himself. The void trembled. Reality pulsed like a heartbeat. And from that heartbeat, he returned. The World Breaker Hulk, scarred but unbroken, stepped through the fractured veil of time. He had felt the call, the challenge, a vibration echoing through the fabric of every world. The call of the Gamma God. He looked up and saw him, Bruce Banner, now something unrecognizable. Half man, half infinity, eyes burning like dying stars. Every breath he took reshaped the air itself. But there was no madness in his gaze this time. Only intent, only purpose. The end was coming, and both knew it. The battlefield was no longer a planet. It was the multiverse core, a place where all timelines overlapped. Fragments of Asgard floated beside ruins of Krypton. Broken shards of Wakanda drifted next to dead celestial skulls. Everything that ever was, and everything that ever could be. And right in the center, two Hulks faced off for the last time. Banner spoke first. Every version of us ended in destruction. In anger. In chaos. It's time we end the cycle. World Breaker smirked. End it? You are the cycle. Then, no more words. Just fists. The impact shattered eternity. Each blow echoed through countless universes. In one, Spider-Man looked to the sky and saw it raining gamma light. In another, Doctor Strange screamed as his spells melted under the force of their punches. Even Thanos, in some forgotten corner of existence, turned to watch. The fight transcended physics. Every strike birthed a new timeline. Every scream erased another. But something was different this time. The Gamma God wasn't just fighting. He was absorbing. Each punch from the World Breaker fed his power. Each burst of rage became energy. Each roar became creation fuel. And soon, Banner realized he was winning. He caught World Breaker's fist mid-strike. Their power collided, shaking the core of everything. Then Banner whispered, almost kindly, "Look what we've become." For the first time, the World Breaker hesitated. A flicker of recognition, of memory. He saw flashes of Betty, of friends, of all the pain. The rage faltered. Just enough. Banner pressed forward, channeling all infinity energy through his arm. The cosmos bent around him. Power Stone, Time Stone, Soul, all fused within his Gamma heart. He could end it. He could erase his other self. He could rewrite Hulk's existence into something pure. But then, something stopped him. A hand. Not World Breaker's. Not his own. The original Hulk. That small, broken voice inside him. The child, the rage, the pain, spoke one last time. Banner, stop. For a moment, there was silence. No energy. No sound. Just two souls, one man, one monster, looking into infinity. And Banner understood. He had spent his entire life trying to control the Hulk. To suppress it. Cure it. Erase it. But the truth was simple. The Hulk was never his curse. He was his protector. The Power Stone flickered in his palm. Banner smiled faintly. Then he let go. He released the infinity energy into the void. It exploded outward, cascading like a wave of pure creation. But instead of destruction, it restored. Worlds rebuilt themselves. Stars reignited. Even fallen heroes returned in glimmers of light. And as the light consumed them both, Banner whispered, maybe the Hulk was never meant to be cured, only understood. When the dust settled, the multiverse was whole again. The stones, gone. The rifts, sealed. The Watchers, silent. And on a quiet green planet at the edge of existence, a single man awoke. Barefoot. Calm. No glow. No power. Just Bruce Banner, finally at peace. He looked at his reflection in a small pond. No monstrous face staring back, just himself. He smiled. Then, from behind him, a voice rumbled softly. Banner, you did good. He turned, but there was no one there. Only the faint echo of that familiar roar, fading into the breeze. The Hulk wasn't gone. He was just home. But peace in the Marvel universe never lasts. Far away, in the void beyond worlds, the released infinity energy began to move. Swirling, combining, searching. And from that cosmic storm, a new figure started to form. Larger, darker, more terrifying than either Hulk had ever been. Eyes glowing red. Body pulsing with gamma and cosmic fire. The universe whispered a new name, Omega Hulk. A being born from every version of anger that ever existed. A god forged from rage itself. And when he opens his eyes, the multiverse will tremble again. Because no one, not even Bruce Banner, can destroy anger forever. This was the story of Infinity Hulk versus Hulk. A war between rage and reason. Power and control. Man and monster. But in the end, it wasn't about who was stronger. It was about who finally understood what strength really meant.